Hello everyone. The last video we made was we brought the body home that Thursday evening. So the Friday after the Friday prayer will be her burial. That Friday morning, the principal of the school, Mr. Khalant, the school, the Islamia College where my sons were at, he knew my wife, Farhana, he knew Farhana Belem, obviously knew myself. He came to the house with about 12 boys at Friday morning and he offered a prayer. It was very nice of him. It was actually very good of him. But we go back a long way. We know each other for a very long time. And yes, so what happened after that? Obviously now, the morning went by, took the body to the mosque. And when we got to the mosque, it was a little bit early still. We put the body at the back in the mosque. Now, if you watch movies and you see how the Christian people do a burial, when someone passes away, you come in the church, everybody sits down, the body's in the front, in the coffin, and the priest gives a sermon, and the priest speaks about the person who's passed away, like a sending off. His loss is sending off. Now, with the Muslim people, it's basically very similar. The only difference is when we get into the mosque the Friday, we first do the Friday prayer, the lecture and the talk and the sermon and everything finished. Once all that is done, then the body is brought from the back to the front of the mosque. Then when the body is in the front of the mosque, we line up in our lines, all standing, and we're going to do what we're going to do a prayer, which is called a Salatul Janazah. It's like a sending off prayer. So it's the last prayer before the person goes to the graveyard and we put the person and we bury the person. Now, when we do that, we do it in a standing position. We don't go down like we normally pray, go down and put our heads on the ground, because we only bow down to God. We only pray and we bow down to God. We only worship God and no one else. We worship God and no one else. So when we're doing that prayer, it's in a standing position. And that prayer, the first part of the prayer is where you pray, where you praise God. The second part of the prayer is where you send salutations upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The third part of the prayer is for the person who has been deceased. So that part is for that particular person. Now on this Friday, we're at the mosque, and I see this man coming into the mosque. This is an important dignitary. I mean, he's greeting me and he's saying me, I'm Sulaiman Mullah. Now, Sulaiman Mullah is a person that if you want him at any function or anywhere, you've got to book him for in advance. Sulaiman Mullah flew down from Durban that Friday morning on the 10th of March 2017 from Durban to Cape Town to come and do Farhana's sending of prayer, Janazah Salah. Now, I'm not taking all this in, because I'm thinking that I'm going to be left behind alone, and I am left behind alone with my 4 boys. And I'm not thinking that my wife has passed away. But now, who is Farhana Belem? That God sends a person like this from Durban to Cape Town, sends him to Cape Town to come and do her Janazah Salah, her sending of prayer. Who is Farhana Belem? Now, why God sent him is because he knew about her condition and he would do a proper job with her sending of prayer. He'd be the best one we can choose to do a sending of prayer. And when it was time for the sending of prayer, now you must know, after the Friday sermon is done, the Friday prayer is done, a lot of people leave. They don't stay behind for the prayer for the person that's passed away. Mostly it's the family people, the friends and the close family that stays behind, and quite a lot of other people. But on this particular Friday, Nobody went home. This particular Friday, everybody stayed in that mosque because the person who's going to lead the Janazah Salah is Sulaiman Mullah. Now, I'm not taking all this in because who is Farhana Begum? That God has ranked her so high. In his prayer, now I said to you the first part of the prayer is to praise God. The second part of the prayer is to send salutations upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the third part of the prayer, he says to God, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has passed away with an abdomen problem. The deceased, she has passed away with an abdomen problem. And he says to God, you give her heaven, you put her into heaven. Sulaiman Mullah made the entire mosque cry. He made the entire mosque cry with the way he read this prayer. And he did it ever so beautiful. And I only realized this afterwards because while all this was going on, I wasn't registering. And I only realized it all afterwards. Now see how God favors her. The first person to come to our home to do a prayer, when Farhana came from Durban to Cape Town, when we just got married, she came from Durban to Cape Town after we had our honeymoon. So as we're coming into the house, now all the people that could not make it to go to the wedding in Durban, we have what you call a walima, a gathering for all the people that couldn't make it to go to the wedding in Durban. So in Cape Town we have what you call a walima, it's a gathering for all those people to come. And then obviously at that point in time, we start the gathering with a prayer. And the first person Farhana Begum met was Abdurrahman Hendricks, the priest Abdurrahman Hendricks, the imam. The first person she met was him because he came to the house to do the prayer. And the last person to pray for Farhana Begum is Abdurrahman Hendricks at the graveyard. Now see how beautiful Allah Ta'ala has done this and has organized this, because nothing happens without the permission of God. God has controlled everything. Everything that happens, God knows what's going to happen. It's only you have a choice. But God already knows what choice you're going to make. However, we carry on. After the burial and everything, we come home. I get people coming to my house, elderly men of 70, 80 years old, saying to me, they have never ever been to a burial such as Farhana Begum's. They've never ever seen something like that. And they've been to many, many, many burials. I have people coming to my house who say to me, you know, Abdul Wahab, it was an honor for me to have met your wife. A woman with that beautiful character you don't get. She is one in a million. I have people coming to me and saying to me that, you know what, we look up to how your wife raises your kids, and we try and do the same. I have people coming to me and saying to me that, you know what, when your wife is parked at school, waiting for the children to come out of class, after school, waiting for the children to come, do you know what she's doing? I say, I don't know what she's doing. I'm at work, I don't know what she's doing. They say to me, she's sitting in a car and she's reading the Holy Book while she's waiting for her children. While the other women are standing one side and chatting it away, she's sitting in a car and she's reading the Holy Book. Now, I don't know this. I only know what goes on in this house. Because I know at the age of 24, 25, when I got married to her, when it came to the month that we fast, the month of Ramadan, I know that she reads 3 Qurans in that month. I know how she gets up for Tahajjud namaz. I know what she does in the house. But I don't know what she do outside. And this is what people is coming to tell me. I go to the shopping center she normally goes to, and I know where she parks. And I go there with the very same car that she drives. I go there and I go, and the car guard is calling me, showing me, come, 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 come. Your parking is here. He's calling because he's thinking it's my wife, because she does a shopping every Thursdays. And every Thursdays he looks out for her. And when we come to the parking and I'm speaking and he's asking me, where's the lady of the car? And I say to him, she has passed away. He broke down. He broke down and he was crying and he was crying. And he said to me, you know what, that lady, that's a very good lady. Whenever she comes here, she greets me, she asks me, how are you? When she goes into the shop and she comes out of the shop, I get my bread, I get my groceries, I get my money. But I'm not crying before my bread, my groceries and my money. I'm crying because that woman didn't treat me just like a car guard. That woman treated me like another human being with respect. This is a character of Farhana Begum. Now, if you want to go to Jannah, your character must be good. Farhana Begum's character was good. Farhana Begum, every person she interacted with has only got good to speak about her because of the fantastic character. You know, when we're going to the shopping centers and you're going with your trolley down the aisles or whatever the case may be, if there's a packet that fell onto the ground from that shelf, and we're coming down with the aisles, but everybody's going past the packet, some people go over that packet. Farhana Begum does not go past that packet. Farhana Begum stops, picks up the packet, and put it on the shelf. And if that packet doesn't belong there, she won't go look where it belongs. She will just take it and put it onto the shelf so that nobody can ride over that packet. That is Farhana Begum. That I saw with my own eyes. Farhana Begum, the people this way down my street, that way down my street, on both sides, our neighbors, is happy with Farhana Begum. Farhana Begum, a mother-in-law and a father-in-law is happy with Farhana Begum. Brother-in-laws and a sister-in-laws is happy with Farhana Begum. Her children is happy with Farhana Begum. Her cousins is happy with Farhana Begum. Her uncles and aunties is happy with Farhana Begum. Each and everybody Farhana Begum came into contact is happy with her because of a beautiful character. Her siblings is happy with Farhana Begum. Her mother and her father is happy with Farhana Begum. Now I'm saying to you, there's 8 doors to Jannah. With Farhana Begum's character and the person Farhana Begum is, she can enter into any door, into any of those 8 doors. She qualifies for each and every door. She is complete. Farhana Begum is complete. And I ask myself, many a times I ask myself, how is it possible that a simple person like me, at the age of 33 going for 34, can get married to an angel like this? 24 years old, this angel, when I married her. How was it possible that I could do that? And I'm thinking hard. And the only thing I can think of is when my mother went for pilgrimage. When she sat in the haram, a lady behind her was playing with her feet, because my mother's feet, as an elderly lady, going for 60, was as soft as a baby's bottom. And the lady behind her, her heels was hard as stone. And she played with my mother's feet because she could not understand how an elderly lady like this' feet is as soft as a baby's bottom. Now I'm going to tell you what I did. And when my mother was sitting in the haram and this lady was playing with her feet, I'm relating the story to how my mother related to me. She says she was sitting and she was looking at the Kaaba. And all she was doing, she was thinking of me. She didn't say to me, she lifted up her hands and prayed for me. No, she said she was only thinking about me. And that is the only reason I can think that God has given Farhana Belem to me. That's the only reason I can think of. That God said to her, you go live with that man and you teach him how to live. That's the only reason I can think of. Because from a little boy to the age of 33, even past the age of 3 to 40, even past that age, until nearly when my mother passed away, I don't go sleep at night before I go up to my mother's bedroom and I sit by my mother and my father, and I will massage the oils and stuff into her feet, and I'll press her feet, massage her legs, and rub her feet each and every night. I will do that. And when they say to you, heaven lies by your mother's feet, Jannah lies by your mother's feet, believe them. It is true. And that is what I did for a long time. And that is why my mother, when the lady was playing with her feet, she was thinking of me, because I was the one who was rubbing and pressing her feet. Now I'm saying to you, if you have your parents, both my parents have passed away. If you have your parents, one or two, if you have one or you have both of them, you be good to them. You be good to them. Don't say a word or don't backchat them. If they scold at you, even if they're wrong. My mother scolded me many times. My mother scolded at my wife many times. And my mother was wrong at those times when she scolded at us. Not my wife, not I backchatted my mother. You know what we did? This is what we did. We lowered we just dropped our heads. Yes, mommy. Yes, mommy. That is what we did. Now, my mother wasn't Farhana Belem's mother, but that is the respect she showed towards her mother-in-law and her father-in-law. I had people that came to our house, and this my father told me himself. He said that uncle that came to visit me, the uncle that came to visit my father, because my wife was in the house, and my wife made them tea, and my wife saw to them nicely. And Farhana Belem saw to them nicely. And her character of how she spoke to them. When they left, that uncle said to my father, I wish I had a daughter-in-law like that. This is who Farhana Belem is. Now why I'm sharing this with you is because I want you to understand and to know. We're living in a life now that is very fast. We're living in a life that is so fast. We're in the 20th century. That life that is so fast. And everybody's for themselves. You can be for yourself, but be first for your mother and your father. I leave you with this. I leave you with this. I lost my wife Farhana, my mother in the same year. First Farhana, then my mother. Then my brother, then my father, just less than 1.5 years later. But my wife was natural causes, my mother was natural causes, my father was natural causes. My brother was brutally shot and killed, murdered at his work in Khayelitsha. And as difficult as the time is for me, having lived with someone as beautiful as Farhana, it gives me the strength to carry on and do for my boys. It just gives me the strength. Because living with her for 18 years has taught me so much. And this is going to come into later videos. But our next video, you must understand that I lost so much that sometimes when you lose so much in such a short time and God tests you, you can actually get to a time where your faith is tested. So our next video is going to be on rebel, not rebel without a cause, Rebel without a cause, that's James Dean. Our next video is going to be Rebel with a cause. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.